All right, let's talk about credit cards and charges made with new purchases. So we're going to do two examples, both with new purchases, slightly different. So in the first one, Mike has a credit card that he rarely uses, but he accepts an offer to enroll in a credit monitoring service. This service is free for the first few months, but then starts charging him a recurring fee of $20 each month. His card charges 18.99% APR, and Mike has set up an automatic bank payment that covers the 7% minimum payment. The table below will be used to track what would happen after a few months of automatic payments. Let's complete the table. Okay, so you'll notice in this table, the first month, he's got a starting balance of 0. If you don't have a balance on your card, there is no finance charge. So that's good. And then there's the recurring, it's a $20 fee. So the new balance is the finance charge, the starting balance plus the finance charge plus new purchases equals the new balance. So his balance is $20. We multiply that by the 0.07, and that's how we get the minimum payment of $1.40. To find the balance for the beginning of the next month, we take the new balance of 20, we subtract 140, and that gives me the starting balance of $18.60. Okay, so to find the new finance charge, we take the carryover balance times the APR, which is 18.99%, change it to a decimal, and we divide that by 12. When we do that, we get a finance charge of 29 cents. Then we have the new purchases. So to find my new balance, I take my balance, my starting balance, I add the finance charge, I add the new purchase, and I get a new balance of $38.89. To find the minimum payment, I take that $38.89 and I multiply by that 7%. So that gives me a minimum payment of $2.72. You can see the minimum payment has increased because the balance increased. Now, to find my carryover balance for the next month, if my balance was $38.89 and then I paid $2.72, I now owe $36.17. My balance keeps going up. That means my finance charge is going to go up. So I take that $36.17 and I multiply by my 0.1899 divided by 12, and I get a finance charge of 57 cents. So when I add starting balance plus finance charge plus my new purchase, my new balance is $56.74. Okay, well, $56.74 multiplied by that 7%, now I'm paying $3.97. So if I owed $56.74 and I paid $3.97, I now have a starting balance of $52.77. So you can notice that even though Mike is making a minimum payment every month, because his minimum payment is so far below what his new purchases are, his balance is just going up. So every month he's going to pay more and more interest, and he's never going to pay off his balance with this plan. So not always a good thing there. All right, let's look at Jordan. Jordan's been trying to pay off their credit card by budgeting $150 toward their monthly bill, but they also need the card to make purchases. Let's fill out the blanks in the table below. If their APR is 19.9%, they have a minimum payment of 5%, but we don't have to really use that because of the $150. That's how much we're paying each month. And the 150 is way more than the 5%. Okay, so let's come back. Let's look at this. So we have a carryover balance to start here of $319.84. So we multiply that by our APR, 0.1999, right, 19.99%, divide by 12. That gives me a finance charge of $5.33. In month one, the new purchases are $62.50. So if I add the carryover balance plus the finance charge plus the new purchases, those together give me my new balance of $387.67. Now, we know that Jordan is paying $150 a month. So we would take that $387.67 and subtract $150. So the carryover balance for month two is $237.67. You'll notice the starting balance in month two is less than the starting balance in month one, so the finance charge will be less. So I take that $237.67 and I multiply by the 0.1999 divided by 12. My finance charge for month two is $3.96. So I add carryover balance plus finance charge plus new purchases, and that gives me a new balance of $456. If I owe $456 and I pay $150, my carryover balance for the next month is $306. Well, that's more than month 2, so my finance charge will be more than month 2. So now I take the 306 times 0.1999, divide by 12, and my finance charge for month 3 is $5.10. So I add carryover balance plus finance charge plus new purchase, and I have $321.28. So if I owe $321.28 and I subtract $150, month 4, I owe $171.28. So you can see in this example, having that $150, the month 1 and month 3, the $150 is more than my new purchases, which means my balance reduces. In month 2, the new purchases were more than my minimum payment, which means my balance increased. So if your minimum payment is always more than your new purchases, your balance at least will go down, right? So you take your new purchases and your finance charge. You want your payment to be at least more than those two together, because being more than those two together will make sure that your balance goes down. And that is always our goal in credit cards, is to have the balance being reduced or paid off entirely if you can.